to reject. The daily candle has no bottom wick either. Well, live on YouTube now. Let's see if we can catch these pips.
Morning or good afternoon. This is it. Look at gold. It's starting.
So good morning or good afternoon, guys. We're live on YouTube now. Look at the daily candle. It's starting to reject. There is no bottom wick, so we can potentially see sales playing out. So make sure you guys tune in. YouTube link is in the bio.
Good afternoon, guys. We're live on YouTube now. Look at the daily candle. It's starting to reject. There is no bottom wick, so we can potentially see sales playing out. So make sure you guys tune in. YouTube link is in the bio. Morning or good afternoon, guys. We're live on YouTube now. Look at the daily candle.
Okay, let's see what's happening now. Hey Paul, my brother, quickly. Check your message, my bro.
My message?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, let's get into the breakdown, guys. Let's see what we can do today. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, let's look at gold. What is gold showing us? Look at the weekly candle. The way the weekly candle is starting to reject at this point as well. What are we doing? So previous weekly candle was quite undecisive. This candle here has gone up to retest the resistance area, and at the moment we do not have our bottom wick on the weekly candle. So again, first confidence that we can see sales playing out. Look at the daily candle. At this point now we have broken the highs of the previous candle as well, right? So where do we usually see buyers taking control from? Looking to the left, looking to the left, looking to the left. Okay, this is one of our areas that we do have to watch out for. Really do have to watch out for this area. Usually from here you get really massive push to the top side. I'm definitely going to mark this area over here, but after that we got the next area that's all the way down there. But usually when we do turn this area into some sort of resistance, we do see a nice push all the way down to at least this level here. So again, some sort of bottom wick has to be formed. Now in order for us to form a bottom wick, what's the target for the bottom wick as well? You guys got to realize, okay, the target potentially could be this. You guys can see previously from here we got really massive push to the top side. So if we are going to form this bottom wick, I think we can play within this range in my opinion, which is about 50-60 pips, this range. What to do, man? Waiting for GJ buys if GJ closes bullish, holding a support area. But yeah, welcome everyone, welcome to the live chat. So far gold looks really bullish in my opinion, but again there is no pullbacks right now, so this is pretty much what gold is doing, is pulling back right now. So let's see what sort of retracements we get. Give me a second as well, guys. Okay, look at this now. We're approaching this pullback area potentially now, right? So in order for us to, let's look at the structure on the lower time frames as well. Oh, let me just put the camera here. So let's look at the structure on the lower time frames. Okay, cool. Really massive rejection on the 4-hour candle at this point now. We have not broken the structure highs, which are all the way up here. We are within this range. This 4-hour candle here was really massive, as you guys can see. This was obviously, if you guys remember, this was on the 10th, and then from there we potentially just formed higher highs and higher lows. So if you guys look at the legs, right, this was the first leg down. From here, look what's happened. Price came all the way up to this level again, and at this point we have formed a new leg up. But again, in order for price action to be sustainable, guess what? We need to form a new low at this point now, some sort of sustainable low to potentially correct this move all the way to the top side. This was such a massive push to the top side as well, right? Looking at the 30-minute time frame now, usually when we see buyers coming into control, you see rejections from here. We created a leg to the downside, formed a double bottom down here. So you guys can see this double bottom here. Honestly, in my opinion, now we start clearing this double bottom, two things are happening. Either we're grabbing liquidity, collecting some more orders to start pushing up, or this is where I can really see sales playing out from down here. Below this, we can see sales playing out all the way down to at least like 79, and then from there potentially either we're going to start breaking below this to collect some more orders, and then from there start pushing up, or we're going to start turning this area into some sort of resistance, and something like this can play out at that point. Either we're going to see our buyers playing out from here, or even our sellers can play out. So either way, we're going to be fluid in the markets and see what we can capitalize on. And today looks quite good. really volatile candle this one is, which is amazing for us during this month. Volatility amazing, makes me really happy. This is literally 18 minutes into this candle, and look how massive this candle is. But to be quite honest, guys, I'm a big fan of sells today. Gold, look at the way it just pushed up. Straight away it pushed up to this zone where you can see like a lot of rejections, right? You understand it's coming up to, at the moment it's just coming up to collect all of these orders to stop pushing down. This is pretty much just a retest, because you guys gotta understand we are still quite bearish at the moment. You know, we're forming lower lows and lower highs at this point. Now this is kind of forming a double top up here as well, if you guys can see this, collecting a lot of orders here. And now at this point, look, the next area that we are approaching is pretty much this area here. From here looking to the left, whenever price gets down to this area, you see a really nice push to the top side. You see this, right? Nice retest down to this level, kind of like, you know, price closed at the same level we're rejecting from. Next one came all the way down, done a retest. So again, either this is becoming a retest now, or we're going to start turning this area into some sort of resistance, form some sort of sustainable bottom wick. Because look at your weekly candle. Again, look at the wick on the weekly candle as well. This is bound to come down. But again, we're going to be fluid in the market. We're going to play based off the intraday time frame. If it does want to start pushing up as well, I'm more than happy to take it up. But again, looking at the weekly candle, honestly, I want to see it come down a little bit. At least form some sort of a sustainable bottom wick, right? So if it starts pushing below this, the next target will be obviously 1780 to 1779. And I think from there we can come, if we start clearing this, we can come all the way down to 1770. I can really see that happening. Potentially forming that bottom wick, even breaking these lows over here, grabbing some liquidity, collecting some more orders, and from there pushing up if it wants to push up. But again, look at the price action at the moment. Let's just see what's happening on the 30-minute time frame. This became some sort of rejection area. From here we came all the way down to potentially have this area here as a pullback area. From here we saw massive push to the top side the second time. The first time, this area here became a rejection area again, forming, you know, lower lows and lower highs. After that, price came back to this area once again. So we do understand that this is a significant area. There are a lot of orders down here, and in order for us to start breaking below this, only one thing is happening, right? Either it's going to break below this, you know, you're going to grab some liquidity to start pushing up a little bit more, maybe do a deeper retest to collect some more orders to start forming new highs, because, you know, we have been quite bullish at the moment. So this can just be forming some sort of like, you know, sustainable price action in the markets. Maybe looking at the minute time frame, we can see something better. Exactly, look at that, right? Just a really clean downtrend at the moment. But that's kind of what I'm looking to see now. This area here, either this area we're going to break it and start turning this into some sort of massive support area, and something like this is going to start playing out, this massive leg to the top side, or we're going to see a lot of momentum kick in. We're going to start holding this level as a resistance level, which is 85 to potentially 83. From there I can really see sales playing out as well. So this is a crucial area we are tapping into now. Looking at the daily time frame as well, you guys can see, looking to the left, this is such a crucial area. This is either going to become a pullback area for buyers to start playing out, or even sales can play out from here. Let's look at the weekly again. Need to form a bottom wick at the moment. Let's look at your daily candle. How much have you pushed altogether on the daily time frame? So we've pushed about only 100 pips as well. So we can most definitely do another 100 pips as soon as we start violating the daily lows. Really easily we can do another 100 pips. You guys gotta understand, average gold can move about 200 pips in one direction, and today it seems quite volatile, to be honest. Look at this candle. It's a really massive candle, quite volatile at the moment. Let's just refresh this as well. Again, because of this month now, I don't want to be playing gold based off like, you know, massive higher time frames. I really do want to just play gold based off intraday time frame. So I'm going to be changing my approach a little bit, approaching the markets, because the volatile, it's not going to be as volatile anymore. So I'm kind of looking to see, okay, what's the daily candle doing at this point? Look, the daily candle has an upper wick. The daily candle is starting to reject off of this area. So looking to the left, what happens when we usually reject off of this area? Look at this. Look at this, really significant sort of area, right? Price came down, collected a lot of orders down here to start pushing up. So this is actually a really key area for us. So when we do reject off of this area, look what happens. Usually when the sells do play out, they come all the way down to 74 area. Again, another rejection. So look, this is another rejection area we are below this. Our current price is below this area. Again, a lot of momentum to the downside, and there is no bond wick either, so I really don't want to fight this momentum to the downside. So I'm a big fan of sells, honestly. I would like to see sells play now. we usually do see momentum kick into the downside from up here as well. So again, you want to see some sort of pullbacks, right? Some sort of retracement, and then from there can take a sell position, because it doesn't make sense to just sell gold right here, because it can just tap into this area. Maybe it might push down a little bit just to grab some liquidity. From there, it can just start pushing all the way back up. So in this sort of scenario, I would really like to wait for some sort of pullbacks and then take the pullbacks all the way down. So I'm going to mark this area here as well. Potentially can see a pullback up to this area, because you guys can see from here we drove price all the way down there. We got some sort of sell orders sitting up here as well, especially when gold is starting to violate all of this structure. You're going to have sell orders up here. People are going to be waiting for those pullbacks, and then obviously if you have significant amount of sell orders, you can drive the price down at least to the next support area, which is all the way down here, right? So from up here to down there, we get a nice range of 30 pips, and our stop loss at average is about 20 pips, so we can most definitely get this 1-to-1. Look at this, it's just coming down. Gold, honestly, the thing about gold is, right, when it wants to drop, no one can stop gold. That's the best thing about gold, honestly. That's literally the best thing about gold. I'm gonna get my magic keys ready as well. Okay, there we go. Magic keys ready, good to go. How's everyone doing on the YouTube live chat, by the way? Hope you guys had a great weekend. Did you guys take any trades so far, or still just waiting to execute on your setups? Let us know. How are you doing, NGC Losa? How are you doing, Amir? Hopefully you guys are good. And yeah, we've got another 6 minutes left, guys, before our session starts. So our session has actually not started just yet. Make sure you guys do drop a like on the YouTube live chat. Let's see what happens today, man. Again, as I said, guys, like the sort of approach we're going to take to the markets now for this month and the next month is going to be a little bit different compared to, like, you know, the normal approach we take. The normal approach that we usually take is really intense, right? We're going based off like higher time frames all the way down to the lower time frames. Now, what's going to happen is, if you do understand your technicals, right, you understand your bigger picture, what the bigger picture is on gold, you can really start playing based off the intraday time frames, because I really don't see gold breaking out of this consolidation that we are in. And then, you know, when you are in a range, what's the most logical thing that you do? If you do know that you're not going to break out of the range, you're not going to break out of the consolidation, you sell the top side of the consolidation and you buy the lows of the consolidation. Let's be realistic. Are we really going to see us breaking out of this for the next 2 months? I mean, I really do doubt it. Not the next 2 months, this month and the next month. I really do doubt it, but it is possible. It's gold. You know, we can see that most definitely. But I think around Feb is when we're going to start breaking out of these consolidations, and then, you know, those crazy moves are going to start playing out. Something like this. Might just see 50 first, and then from there start pushing up. But I think until then, we're just going to be playing within this range. So is it a safe bet to say that we can start trading within this intraday time frame, and then just start using those confluences rather than looking at the bigger picture as in like monthly time frame? You need to understand where the technicals are headed, but I think we can just play based off intraday time frame and don't need to go all the way to monthly to get those confluences. So my confluences are going to be based on the daily candles now, the 4-hour candles, and obviously lower time frames are a must, especially 1 minute time frame. That's how we take our positions, right? Again, look at your daily candle at this point as well. We're starting to reject, right? Again, it can either look, what the daily candle has done so far is formed a new high. So what happens when you form a new high? You need some sort of correction, right? You need some sort of pullback to start coming up to retest the highs. It's really simple. So looking to the left now, why this is a key area for us is because you guys can see to the left, right? Either this becomes a massive support area and massive buy orders get collected over here, or a lot of sell orders get collected over here as well. You guys can see this, right? You gotta understand, like, when you're trading, right, you're looking to see where the majority of the orders are. So like, let's say if you're looking for sells, you gotta see where the majority of the sell orders are, and then you're kind of like just trying to jump in and capitalize on the 1-to-1s, right? You don't want to be selling if you see you're approaching an area where you've seen in the past there were, like, you know, millions and millions of buy orders, because if there is a significant fluctuation means that there were billions of orders, because, you know, and guys, I don't believe in, like, you know, stop hunt or anything like that. No one's coming after your stop losses. No one is coming after your stop losses. So all you gotta do is, it's not that you gotta be smart with your stop losses. It's gotta be that you gotta be smart with your placements. You gotta put yourself in the right sort of position, the right sort of placement, your position placement is really crucial. Let's say if this was the actual move, you want to be catching this move either from the top side of the range. Top side of the range will be the first 25% of this candle, mid side of the range, or you don't want to catch this move from the downside of the range, because again down here you're approaching an area where you have some buy orders. We can see that in the past from here price has come up, right? So you've also seen a really massive push to the top side. The fluctuation was not tiny either. It pushed up about 86 pips. So now again, being on the safe side, will I just want to sell gold here? No, it becomes really tricky for me. So I would definitely want to see either break of this, and then from there I want to see what sort of fluctuations we're seeing in the markets, where the volatility is, because we are momentum traders as well. So I'll be looking to see if we can break this, come up to retest this, and from here I want to see if sellers are still holding this area. If sellers are still in, you know, obviously if the selling pressure is still there up here, then I'm more than happy to take it down. Otherwise, guess what, again, this is just some sort of liquidity being generated in the markets to start pushing up. We have been pushing up recently, and this is potentially your correction, right? So we just have to see how it plays out. Honestly, it's really simple. We formed a double bottom down here as well, so we have seen that twice now. We've tried to break below this area. You guys can see, right? This is a strong area. So do you want to watch out for this area? Let's see how price reacts around this area. That's what we'd like to see. After that, I would decide if I'm looking for sells or buys. But honestly, again, confluence on the intraday time frame. Look at the daily candle. There is literally no bottom wick whatsoever. Literally no bottom wick. So I think we start breaking below this. We can see 80 today. 80 to 1779. We can easily see that, in my opinion, if there is volatility when our session starts. So another minute left now. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame at this point as well. Look at that. Look at this 4-hour candle just becoming this beast of a candle, starting to break the lows of the previous candle at this point as well. So from here now, again, I want to see some sort of pullbacks, right? So our session has opened now. I want to see some sort of pullbacks. Look at the minute candle. What the minute candle is doing is trying to come up at this point, right? I'm just gonna turn my magic keys on as well. Really want to see how this minute candle starts to play out, because look, at this point you have the lows on the 4-hour candle, right? So potentially you have some orders down here, you have buy orders down here. So now really want to see how this candle starts to react. Otherwise, what we're doing is we're forming the upper wick. If we start breaking below this, again, you have this next area that you are approaching. So I want to be extra bit careful right now. I want to see a lot of momentum kick in before I just like jump into this. But over here, I can really see sells playing out as well. Two things again can be happening. Either you're grabbing liquidity to start pushing up, or you're going to see a lot of momentum start to kick in now. We're going to start trading below this area, and then from here sellers will take control. So I really do want to see us starting to trade below 83.406. 83, I mean, you can say 83. I want to start trading below 86. Otherwise we're going to start seeing a massive momentum push to the top side from here. Again, look at the 30-minute candle at this point as well. We have an upper wick, and we have a tiny bit of a bottom wick as well at this point. And this is a really crucial area that we are trading above right now. I want to see price starting to trade below this. If we can start trading below this, kind of like start breaking below the wick. Otherwise, look at the way the previous candle has closed as well. Such a massive candle, right? We can see some sort of correction now all the way back up to this. So really have to see how much momentum there is in the markets. We'll have to wait and see. At the moment, the candles are really undecisive. We've only pushed about 89 pips, and let's just see what happens. Let's really just see what happens. Really massive push started to the top side from up here as well. So if we do start trading above 85, honestly, start turning this area into some sort of support, I am looking for buyers as well. Until then, it doesn't make sense for me to sell. It doesn't make sense for me to sell or buy just yet. I need to let this candle form first. It needs to give me more information. Right now I don't have enough information. It's failing to break to the downside. It's trying to make an upper wick, but again, I don't have enough information at the moment for me to execute on any sort of positions, because it can potentially just be forming that deeper upper wick, and then from there we can start to drop. But look at the previous candle as well. It was such a massive candle, so we can have some sort of correction, at least 50% correction up to 86, and from there can see selling momentum kick in. And if we do see this correction, I will be looking to capitalize on the correction as well, because now there is volatility in the market. And yeah, I'm just looking to take 1 to 2 trades tops, and I think volatility will start to die down soon. So again, this is our session. This is when I'll be looking to take a buy position or a sell position. Look, we're starting to approach the top side of the range at this point as well, the top side of the consolidation on the minute time frame. This is kind of what our range is now. We have the upper wick at this point now. I want to see gold starting to drop, and I really want to see how price reacts around this area. If you can see one massive bearish candle kind of like closing below this, and next one comes up, literally does a retest of 83, from there starts breaking the lows of the previous candle, that'll be an entry for me, keeping stop losses literally above the previous structural highest. At the moment, you're seeing tiny bullish candles. There is no clear sort of momentum in the market. Still, this whole candle is quite undecisive. So the actual move has not happened just yet. It's still quite undecisive. We have formed new highs on the 30-minute candle. You know, we're literally approaching this next resistance level as well. So we can potentially see some sort of momentum kick in from up here. So let's just see what happens. We'll have to wait now. We'll have to wait for those confluences. During this month and the next month, we're going to have a lot of patience, guys. A lot of patience. You're going to have to wait for those top tier confirmations, though. 100% high probability confirmations. Otherwise, you're gonna end up losing a lot of trades if if you're being impulsive with your entries and whatnot. So you really have to wait. At the moment, look at your candle. Still, it's just forming. Look at the minute time frame as well. Even though you are seeing a lot of bullish candles, you haven't seen that one massive candle with like a lot of momentum. So it's quite undecisive at the moment where the momentum is. Right now, we're just starting to head up. There are so many possibilities why we can be doing this. We can just be having some sort of correction because of this massive push to the downside. We can potentially just be forming the upper wick, but now we start breaking above this and start turning this area into some sort of support area. Guess what we're doing? We're starting to violate this structure, right? At that point, okay, cool. Probability of buyers working out goes up at this point now. So now we start doing that. That's the first confluence I'm looking for, and I want to see how price starts to react around 85. If we start turning this into some sort of significant rejection area to the top side, at that point I can see sales playing out, and this technically will become a pullback. But until then, right now there are no clear sort of like confluences or confirmations for me. It's potentially just forming some sort of upper wick right now. So we're coming to the top side of the range at this point as well. We are at all-time lows. Again, you guys gotta understand, we are at all-time lows right now, and this is December. Like, volume's just not as much, so potentially it might just wanted to come down to retest these lows because we are forming higher highs and higher lows. So I would definitely not want to fight this as well. That's the best thing about our strategy, right? Look, we start clearing this area now, start turning this into some sort of support, we can take it up. Otherwise, just have to sit on our hand and see if the sales can play out. Really simple. Hi, what is your trade plan? My trade plan is sticking to 1 to 2 trades a day, risking about 1 to 2% per trade, trading from half 1, which is GMT. Half 1, that's my trading session. That's when the trading session starts. 3 o'clock is when my trading session ends, and just like, taking a really high confirmation trade. And that's it. Your trading plan, keep it simple, but make it effective. Mine is really effective. It really works for me. So again, look at this now. What's making me stay out of this is my trading plan at the moment, right? This is not really a high confirmation trade whatsoever. There is just no clear direction at the moment. You're just seeing a lot of tiny candles being printed out. This does not tell me anything whatsoever. All this tells me is that we're potentially just forming an upper wick, unless these candles were like really massive, right? And we saw like one massive engulfing bullish candle. At that point, I'm like going to start questioning. I'm like, okay, even though if this is a pullback, why is it so aggressive? Like, what's the reason? Have we collected enough orders that we don't want to come down to form a bottom wick and we're just going to start pushing up? Until then, all I'm thinking is this is just like your sustainable price action. This is how price action moves. It moves in waves. So I really want to see, we are momentum traders as well. So until we see momentum kick in, our positions are just not there. It's so simple. It's so simple. Again, you know what they say, you have to wait for your setup. We are really fluid in the market. We can potentially capitalize on anything, but we still do wait for those confirmations, momentum candles. That's essential for our strategy. Like, my strategy is essential. If there is no momentum, it's not going to work out, because I'm not a swing trader. I don't want to hold this throughout the whole day. I want quick. I want to be in and out, make it risk-free as soon as possible. So just have to wait for those confirmations. Right now, look, momentum kicked in, and you literally saw this pullback at this point as well. You've literally broken the lows of how many candles now? 1, 2, 3. Pretty much almost 3 candles at this point now. So you want to see momentum kick in. Now if I see a massive engulfing bullish candle, at that point I'm going to start asking this. Okay, cool. Now look, you've seen a massive engulfing bullish candle. You're starting to close above 85. You've got upper wick as well. Why is price doing that? Why is it breaking its own highs and is starting to trade above 85? Again, I'm going to see a retest. I'm going to see how price reacts when it does a retest. So do you know what it is? It's like a lot of confirmations and confidences you guys have to look for. Now look, at this point, potentially now rejecting from up here once again. And now the momentum starting to kick in again to the downside. Look, this area here, we saw a lot of buying momentum kick in from up here, right? From down here. We saw this area hold as our buying, you know, as an area for buyers. You can see in the past as well, this area really does hold. You can see from here, we really do hold. So now we haven't had a close below this area in a little bit. So now we start closing below this and start turning this into some sort of resistance. You can really say, okay, cool, potentially we're going to start going down. Until then, what it's doing is it's just consolidating. Either it's going to break to the top side or the downside. Best thing is that we're trading the minute time frame. So whenever it happens, we're going to capitalize on it and we're really not going to miss out on it. And again, momentum candles, do we see any momentum candles? I don't see anything whatsoever. So I'm still just sitting on my hands and just waiting for momentum to kick in, really. That's what trading is, guys. Trading is like 90% waiting and 10% is like the execution. If like 90% is execution and 10% is waiting for you, it's not going to work out for you, trust me. And how about you guys on the YouTube live chat? Have you guys taken any trades so far? Or you guys just sitting on your hands as well? Let us know. Okay, look at the time at this point as well, right? So potentially in another like 12 seconds, 10 seconds to be precise now, you're going to see more momentum kick in because that's going to be a new 10-minute candle as well. So potentially when you see a new 5-minute candle open, it's going to form an upper wick as well as a bottom wick. So you want to see when it's forming those wicks, which way is the momentum. Look at this 5-minute candle now. It has formed, look at this, right? Is the new 5-minute candle now. It can potentially start coming down at this point now, start breaking below this, and then from there it can start pushing up because it doesn't have an upper wick. So you have to look at a lot of things, but honestly right now we're just forming low lows and low highs. We start holding this area as a resistance. I can see us coming all the way down to 79. Really can see that happening at that point. Because of the daily time frame, the intraday time frame, I can see us forming some sort of a deeper bottom wick because this is the new weekly open as well, and we just have a really tiny bottom wick. That's the thing. Otherwise, we start trading above this, start forming higher highs, higher lows above this. I can see us coming up as well. Really simple. Look, this was our second attempt now to start pushing down to form that bottom wick as well. Why did we see this candle kind of like spike up? Because of the 5-minute open, right? It has to form the upper wick. So at this point now, as soon as it starts forming an upper wick up to this like resistance level, and then from there you don't see any sort of rejections, then you're starting to question again, okay, cool, we're tapping into this resistance level now. Clearly there should be some sort of, you know, momentum to the downside kicking in from up here. If it's not, then you're asking again, okay, why is price coming up to retest its own highs again and it's just not breaking to the downside? One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the highs on this 30-minute candle as well, because if we do start clearing these highs again, guess what we're doing? We're forming new highs again, once again. So you don't want to see that happening at this point now. If you're looking for sells, you don't want to see, you know, the 30-minute candle forming new highs. At this point now, you want to see it starting to break its own lows and start to form lower lows and lower highs. Do you know what it is? Let's look at the 5-minute candle as well. Again, look, it's about to break its own lows at this point as well. We have lows on the 5-minute candle. We have the upper wick as well. So we start breaking below these lows, I can see us coming down. But again, the momentum is just not there. We're gonna have to wait for the momentum to kick in, which potentially can kick in the next 3 minutes. Until then, it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't make sense to execute on any sort of positions because you're just gonna get stuck within this consolidation, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to be stuck within this consolidation. You wanna understand what the market's doing right now. Market is just trading within this range. At the top side is 85 and the lows are potentially about 83, right? So you want to see a break. You want to see a break first. You want to see which way the momentum is, and then again we are scalpers. We can capitalize on our 1-to-1 position. That's the best thing about our strategy, right? So we just have to wait. Honestly, just have to wait. When right now there is like literally if you trade like, you know, early sessions, then you could have capitalized on this, but now our session literally has started and we haven't seen anything so far. This is when our session started, half one. we're literally still within this consolidation. So there is nothing, no one should be having any sort of FOMOs, anything like that. No FOMO, nothing. Just should be sitting on your hands, and let's just wait for our position to show up. Again, another 2 minutes left, so potentially in the next 2 minutes, guys, we can see some more momentum kick in. You have to understand, when do you usually see those fluctuations? When do you see more volatility kick in? Every time you get some sort of open, every time a new candle opens, so you get a 5 minute open, you see fluctuations. You see a fluctuation when you see a new 15 minute open. You see more volatility when you see a 30 minute open. You see way more volatility when you see a bigger time frame open, such as 4 hour, which is also coming up in the next 17 minutes, right? You have new 4 hour coming up in the next 17 minutes as well. So if it's not in 2 minutes that we start breaking out, we can potentially start breaking out in the next 17 minutes, which is the new 4 hour open. So again, just gonna have to wait and see how price reacts. With this 4 hour candle turning into a massive rejection candle, honestly, if it starts start breaking below this, we're coming all the way down, all the way down. But you do want to see how this area does hold though, because again, as I said, this area here is really strong. You can see from here we got such a massive spike all the way up to potentially 91. So if this area does hold, you guys got to understand there are significant amount of orders down here. There is a reason price pushed all the way to the top side from here. So this area again really strong. We do need to start trading below this, and at that point you can say cool, now again that's another confluence. This is such a significant area, we're starting to trade below this. At that point you're just gonna let your trade play out all the way down to your 1-to-1, because again we're going based off intraday confluences, intraday time frame, and look what sort of confluences we're getting. We don't have a bottom wick at this point now. You have a tiny bit of a bottom wick. We can expect a bigger bottom wick. We're starting to trade below 85, which is, you guys can see again, a really significant area. Now looking at the 4 hour, we start violating this area again, start trading below this area as well. That's really massive. 3 good confluences, and we can trade based off that on the intraday time frame. And another thing is, look at the candle, look at the daily candle is only pushed about 90 pips altogether. We do understand that gold can push about 200 pips in one direction. It's only pushed about 92 to 93 pips roughly. So we can most definitely see 1780. Even though there is not much volatility, we can still see 1780. This is still gold you're trading. So yeah, we'll just have to wait. This is the new 15-minute open at this point now. So potentially the first 15-minute is formed the upper wick, and so maybe the next 15-minute we can start forming those new lows. Let's see if that happens. Or we're gonna go up to retest the upper wick. Let's see. Okay, have a tiny bit of an upper wick on this 15-minute candle now. I want to see when it taps these lows, how it reacts as well. Are we gonna see a massive rejection, or are we gonna see a nice clean break? Really looking to see that, because look at this now, it kind of can become a pullback candle, the previous bullish candle, the way it's rejected 84 as well. Either that, or this potentially just becomes a pullback, because again, as I said, I've told you guys, we're going to see a lot of pullbacks now. So you're going to form your leg up, pullback, another leg up, pullback, another leg back up. So in order for us to do that, this area here needs to hold. Look at these rejections from the downside. We start clearing these rejections, potentially we're coming down to the lows. So simple. Okay, I'm going to look to see if I can start setting up my stop losses as well, because I'll be looking to execute on a sell position real soon. But again, we are within a consolidation. This is December. Don't want to take any sort of impulsive entries. That would be so silly, so silly to do within a consolidation. Especially if you're looking for a sell position, selling the lows of the consolidation will be so silly. So we'll have to wait for the extra bit of confluence or confirmation. Unless we have a really volatile candle, at that point you can expect volatility to drive price down. So let's see what happens. Okay, we're starting to approach the lows once again. Really do want to see how we start to react around this area, which is 83. If we start breaking below this and start turning this into some sort of nice clean resistance area, at that point I can really see sales playing out, honestly. And 15-minute highs can be used as your stop loss, my stop loss, because you should not be breaking above this anymore. So could have that tiny bit of a stop loss as well, but to be on the safer side, it will be above here. Okay, cool. It's tapping the lows at this point now. We still haven't broken the lows just yet. We are attempting to break the lows at this point. So again, as I said, we might just retest the lows and then from there start forming some sort of upper wick. So now you want to see more volatility kick into the downside. And you don't want to see this bearish candle starting to flip on the minute time frame. And I'm going to look to execute on a sell position if we do start trading below this. Let's just see how this candle closes first. and how the next candle starts to react around this area, because right now we're literally just tapping the lows at the moment and seeing some sort of rejections as well. I want to see more momentum kick in. Yeah, see the way it's just flipped all the way to the top side. Exactly what I expected. So now the next candle, you want to start breaking the lows again, otherwise it's just going to start pushing up. It's going to start pushing all the way back up. Okay, at this point, look, is attempting to form our upper wicks, attempting to basically break above this wick that we have on the 15-minute. Again, not seeing a lot of volatility, just forming some sort of double bottom down here. Again, failing to break below this area as well. So now you want this candle here to start to, you want the current candle to start engulfing the previous candle as well. You want to see so much momentum kick into the downside. But unless you see momentum, unless I see momentum, I'm not looking to execute on anything, because again, you are within this consolidation. It doesn't make sense to take an impulsive entry. Impulsive entry could have been as soon as you broke these lows, but look, just pushed right back up. Doesn't make sense. Want to see a clean break of structure, retest, and low lows or low highs being formed. At the moment, you're seeing massive rejections from the downside. It's struggling to break below, and when gold wants to drop, nothing can stop gold. That's the thing. Gold will just sink, honestly. Now look at this. Now we've started some sort of push to the downside from up here, and we start violating. You start to break these highs, we're going to the top side of the consolidation. So simple. I'm gonna mark this structure as well, because this is basically the mid-range at this point now of this consolidation that we are in. So potentially can see a retest of the mid-range, and then from there start pushing down. I think this is also the highs of the 15-minute. Yeah, no, it's not even the highs. So potentially, yeah, the 15-minute can come up to this level to form some sort of a upper wick, some sort of a bigger upper wick. But again, from there, start to see some sort of rejections. But we start clearing this again, you're going to come up to the top side of the consolidation, and you are still just ranging. So until, guys, we start breaking out this consolidation, I'm not going to take any sort of positions. I don't want to get stuck within this consolidation. During this month, I'm being extra bit careful. Usually, if it was, normal sort of month, like let's say March, June, I would have been in a position within the consolidation if I saw my confluences. But now I need to wait for those consolidations to break, otherwise you're just going to get wicked out again and again, and that's just not good for your account. That's not also good for your psychology. So this is risk-free trading. When our trade shows up, again, with scalpers, we can really easily capitalize on a one-to-one. It's just risk-free trading, man. That's what I want to do. So another 10 minutes left now for the new 4-hour open. So again, if we don't see any sort of momentum kicking out, it's potentially going to be in the next 10 minutes. So let's see what happens. 200 EMA 15-minute support. How many of you only trade gold? Yeah, exactly. How many of you only trade gold? Let us know. 200 EMA. Man, I don't know about any EMAs. I don't trade any EMAs. I just trade price action. Don't know about EMAs, unfortunately, guys, so I can't help you guys out with that. Again, man, just struggling to break below this area, still within this consolidation. And honestly, we're not gonna expect a lot of people to be trading as well around this month. You guys gotta understand. Even if you guys actually just like look at the views on the live stream as well, you're gonna see the views will start to die down until like Feb. That's when you're gonna see views are gonna start picking up. Everything's gonna start picking up trading wise, because December and January, that's when usually all of your big investors, everyone's on holidays for these 2 months. This is basically what you call the profit taking months. You're not seeing a lot of trading going on. You're not going to see a lot of massive orders being executed during these 2 months. So that's the thing. You want to be extra safe, or extra careful. You want to protect your capital. That's the first thing we want to do. Protect our capital before anything else. Again, we're just within this consolidation. Us having a lot of patience, we haven't participated within this consolidation, aka we haven't been wicked out, we haven't had a losing trade, we haven't taken on any sort of risk or stress or whatever you want to call it. That's the best thing about being a disciplined trader. You don't take anything you don't need to take. You only take what you need to take, which your trading plan tells you. That's what trading plan is. It tells you, like, look, you take this and you don't take that. And as long as you follow your trading plan, if it's a winning trading plan, you will win. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. Even during this month, you can make money. During the next month, you can make money. Man, no one can tell me you can't make money during December. No one can tell me you can't make money during January. You just have to have way more discipline during these 2 months. That's how simple it is. If you don't have discipline, you're not gonna make money anyway within this market, within this industry, whatever you wanna call it. But if you have discipline, you can make money like any time, any day of the week. Even if it's consolidating, if you have discipline, you have a buffer, you can make money within this consolidation. But again, if you have that buffer, for me, I don't have that buffer. I'm trading on a new account, so I'm going to be extra bit careful. I'm only up about 1% on this account, so until I start to build some sort of buffer, maybe 5-6%, I'm not looking to take any sort of low probability risk, if that makes sense. Because trading within a consolidation, unless you've done it many times, can be a low probability setup. Look, potentially starting to push back up now, seeing some momentum kick into the top side, just about 5 pips, honestly. We're gonna wait for the next 7 minutes. Maybe in the next 7 minutes, with the new 4-hour open, that's when I'm expecting some sort of momentum to kick in, and from there we can potentially start forming new lower lows and lower highs. But as I said, unless we start trading above 75, I'm not looking for any sort of buys. But we start trading above 75, we can see a clean push up to at least 86. I mean, not 75, my bad, 85, apologies. And then we start breaking above 86, I think we can have some sort of a wick fill. If we start clearing about 87 as well, 87, and then these are your pullback areas as well, 89, 87, and then we can have a clean wick fill on the intraday time frame. Look at your 4-hour time frame again. Significant area down here, we're just rejecting it. Start breaking below this, coming down all the way down here to collect some more orders, right? Because look, pullback was down to this level. From here, started to form higher highs, higher lows, formed a new high. This became your new pullback area, and now we start breaking below this, we'll come in all the way down. So simple. Just have to wait. Another 6 minutes left for the new 4-hour to open. With the new 4-hour open, we can potentially see some more momentum kick in. At the moment, we are still within this consolidation. Gold is just ranging within this consolidation. 85 is the top side of the consolidation, and 83 is the lows of the consolidation. So unless we start breaking out of this consolidation, it doesn't make sense to execute on any sort of trades, because again, we are in December. December is a low volume month, so you don't want to be taking any sort of trades within a consolidation. You want to see a clean break out of the consolidation, clean break of structure. At that point, we're going to wait for our confirmations, which will be either a retest, break of lows, whatever it is. That your trading plan tells you what your confirmations are. I know what my confirmations are. Again, I do have my confluences from the bigger time frames, but until I get those confirmations to execute on those confluences, I'm not going to execute on them. Because having those confluences is not enough. You need the confirmations as well in order to build up the probability, in order to have the edge in the markets. If the probability is not on your side, you will not win the trade. If you take a low probability trade, you cannot win it. Because you can win it, because there's always that possibility, but probability of you winning that trade is obviously low, if that makes sense. But once you wait for those confirmations and you can align them with your confluences, at that point you get the probability on your side. It can be 60% probability that you'll win, could be 80%, could be all the way up to 90%. You never know, right? Your experience will tell you what the probability is. Your experience, your confidence, that would give you the probability. It's such a personal thing. Is all just like relevant to your own trading. Another 4 minutes left for the new 4-hour to open. Let's see if we can capitalize on something in the next four minutes. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to be precise, because every second matters in trading. Again, have the upper wick at this point now, still rejecting. Haven't broken the lows. I'm really starting to think at this point now, we start breaking below this, we can see some sort of explosive push to the downside. But I do want to see these lows being broken with like some sort of explosive candle, like with a lot of momentum. Because again, we are just struggling to break below this, and as soon as you struggle, we saw something like this play out earlier as well, the other day. I don't remember exactly what day it was, but as soon as we were struggling to break the lows, we broke the lows. As soon as we broke them, we saw a massive candle to the downside. I think it pushed down about 30 pips. It was a minute candle as well, so that's a lot for a minute candle. So again, something like that can play out. Price does kind of like, you know, repeat itself, always does repeat itself. It's not always like, you know, exact 100% to the T, but you know, there are similar, it is similar in a way, if that makes sense. And if you can start to kind of like spot those patterns that repeat themselves again and again and again, it can be really beneficial for your confidence, because it can boost your confidence, because you've seen something play out in the past and you know that it can play out again if you have that experience in the markets. That's why, guys, experience is king. There we go, momentum to the downside starting to kick in again, was coming down to the lows. We're approaching the lows once again at this point. Now we start breaking below these lows, I would not execute in a position. I would wait for the new 4 hour to open. I'll see how the 4 hour reacts, and then at that point I'll look to execute in a position. So I'm gonna start looking at the 4 hour now at this point. But again, I have no FOMO, because we can start breaking below, and you know, the move can start playing out now, before even the 4 hour opens. This is gold for you, but again, it doesn't make sense for me to execute on a sell position just yet when the 4 hour is about to open in 2 minutes, because it's got form an upper wick as well as a bottom wick. So if it wants to push up, I'd rather just wait for it to form an upper wick, and then it's gonna give me a smaller stop loss and more of a precise stop loss as well, if that makes sense. Because once it starts the actual move, you don't want the highs to get violated, right? So the stop loss is really good with the 4 hour. Okay, there we go. This is another minute left. Again, as I said, as soon as it breaks the low, you're going to see a momentum push to the downside, a really big push to the downside. Look, exactly, it played out, right? But again, because the 4 hour is just not here, I'm not looking to execute on this. But now with the new 4 hour open, you're going to get as an upper wick as well as a bottom wick, right? So now potentially our opportunity is coming with the new 4 hour open. So we want to see how it reacts around this 83 area. So I told you guys, you know, when it does struggle to break below, as soon as it breaks, you see a really nice push, really nice spike, and look at the rejection all the way to the top side at this point as well. And that's it. Look, amazing. Look at this spike all the way to the top side as well. Oh wow, look at this momentum just kick in now to the top side. See, again, I'm asking, did it just literally come down to retest this support area on the 4 hour to collect some more orders to start pushing up? Again, starting to ask these questions. So let's see how the next 4 hour opens, and look what we have done now. We've basically just saved ourselves from losing. There we go, the 4 hour has opened. It's starting to come down to retest these lows at this point now. There is no upper wick on the 4 hour. There's a tiny bit of an upper wick. It's forming a bottom wick at the moment. And honestly, we start breaking below these, might just use the upper wick of the previous 5 minute candle as a stop loss, and just let the momentum start to push it down, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna start looking at executing a position here, honestly. Let's see how this minute candle closes though, and how the next one opens, because what this one has done is this one formed lows, done a retest of the 83 area as well, and potentially now this one's just coming down to make new lows. So I want to really see how this candle now starts to play out. If it starts to print out as a bearish candle, massive bearish candle, I'm going to look to execute in a position. But until then, this is still open. We can still start to push up, and I want to see how the next candle opens as well. Next one can start pushing up as well, so really want to be careful. There you go, see the next one just open, coming all the way back up, and a lot of momentum in this candle as well. Potentially the 4 hour is forming an upper wick now, and now we start breaking below these lows. You can see the sell starting to play out, because you are expecting an upper wick, right? But you want to see a significant amount of sell orders here that we just start to reject and start breaking all lows at this point. Now start breaking previous 4 hour lows, and then at that point see a nice push to the downside, at least down to at least like 17.79. But to be extra careful, I want to put the stop loss above the structure. That's what I want to do. Okay, still trading below 83 at this point now. Let's just see, because you don't want to see these 4 hour highs being broken once again. Then you're just going to come to the top side of the consolidation once again. Now you want to see some momentum really kick in, start to respect these highs, start to respect 83 as a resistance level, and start to violate lows, start to form new lows, low lows and low highs. Because at that point I can even use the 4 hour highs as a stop loss, because you're not expecting the 4 hour highs to be broken once again, because you're expecting the actual move to be to the downside, right? And then once the move is done, then you can start breaking its own highs. But that's not any of my concern at that point, because my trade is done by then. Okay, new candle has opened on the minute time frame, is starting to retest the 83 level. You're starting to see some sort of momentum kick into the downside now. If I can see a massive engulfing bearish candle, I'll be happy, man, honestly. And if I see a massive engulfing bearish candle, I'm going to be a happy man. I'm going to look to take a position. If we can start clearing all lows at this point now, start forming a new low with this new 4 hour open as well, start breaking the lows of the previous candle and start to engulf everything to the left. Do you know what it is? Yeah, it was a massive rejection from down here, so I really do want to see how price reacts around this level. When we see some sort of clean break of this, I'm in this. And okay guys, what I'm going to do is my fingers on the trigger now. I really want to see how this candle starts to print out. Okay. Okay, cool. Still reacting around this area. What I'm gonna do is we start breaking below this, see a nice push to the downside. I'm gonna wait for that retest to the top side and take it down. Until then, it's just gonna start flipping to the top side. So this candle here is really crucial, the minute candle that we got open right now. And I'm looking at the 4 hour candles. So we start breaking below these lows, technically coming all the way down at that point. I mean, to be super careful, I'm gonna put my stop loss above the structure. Okay, again, it's struggling to break to the top side. We start forming new low lows, low highs. From this area here, we can push down. Otherwise, momentum to the top side will kick in from here. As I said, this is a significant area, but this area that we are holding is a resistance level now. We just need a momentum candle to the downside for this trade to play out. That's what we need now. Some momentum to kick into the downside. So potentially in another minute, we can see that happening with the new 5-minute open. So let's see how the new 5-minute literally reacts around this level. If it opens and has a lot of momentum, I'm going to look to jump in this trade. Because look, it is trying to push down now. So I really want to see how the next candle opens now. Potentially needs to form the upper wick and then from there just start pushing down. Okay, coming down to the same level at this point now. Another minute left for the new 5-minute to open. Okay, another 8 seconds left at this point now. With that, hopefully we can start seeing some sort of momentum kick into the downside. This 82 level is still holding. So there we go. This is the new 5-minute open now. I wanted to push up a little bit first and then after that start breaking to the downside. Otherwise, you can see some sort of push to the downside. After that, it's going to start pushing up. It needs to form the upper wick and then start breaking to the downside. Okay, there we go. It's forming the upper wick now. And now you want to see a massive rejection, a nasty rejection from 83 or even 82.85, and then from the break of lows once again. And you want to see a lot of momentum in this candle as well. Otherwise, again, doesn't make sense to sell the lows. If the momentum is just not there, you're going to get wicked out. It doesn't make sense. Need to wait for the momentum to kick in. Look at your 5-minute candle now. New 5-minute candle. It's pushing up. Why is it pushing up? Well, potentially forming an upper wick, right? So simple. You are tapping these areas here as well. Really crucial areas. You don't want to see this area being turned into some sort of support to start pushing up. You're going to see the lows being violated. At that point, can use this area up here as a stop loss and can have a clean range all the way down to 80 level. 79 to 80 level. Look at this. Again, momentum is kicking into the top side. Gonna mark this area here as well. If we start trading below this area, then start turning 82 into some sort of resistance as well, I think we can see some sort of nice push to the downside. But again, look how much is pushed down as well. If there is not a lot of momentum in the market, we're going to see some sort of correction phase now. Look at this 5-minute candle. If it starts to engulf everything to the left, we start trading above 83 again. We're coming up to 85 at that point. Really simple, right? We start trading back above this area now. We're just coming all the way back up, and then at that point the correction is just going to start. We're just going to start correcting this whole move to the downside. We're going to start coming all the way up, 50% correction, and then potentially push down later on. Because right now we're just struggling to push down, honestly. And look, the momentum is kicking into the top side. Look at the way the candles are printing. Let's look at the hourly candle as well. What's happening? Look at the hourly candle. Potentially has an upper wick all the way up here. So if it starts breaking above these upper wick now, I'm going to mark the upper wick on the hourly though. Because if I start seeing this upper wick being broken now, I'm going to use it as a confluence, one of my confluences for buys to play out. If we start breaking above the upper wick, start trading above 83, at that point really easily going to see 85 being tapped really easily. It's just failing to break below. Look at the previous candle as well, quite undecisive. So also your 30-minute highs as well. Again, still haven't taken any trades, guys. Still just waiting for our confluences to show up. And look at this now. Start breaking above this upper wick. Start trading above 83, man. We're going to see something like this playing out. Honestly, this has been a double bottom sort of area previously as well. Means that there are a significant amount of orders here. And from here, price just goes all the way to the top side. And honestly, I would not fight against that either. So let's see what happens now. If the momentum kicks into the top side as well, I'm more than happy to take it up. But again, as I said, because we are within the consolidation, I wouldn't just like, take a trade unless I see a massive engulfing bullish candle. At that point, momentum is there. Okay, look at this now, starting to trade to the top side. I'm going to look to see if I can execute in a position real soon over here now. Honestly, the way it's starting to push up now, we're turning this area into some sort of support now. Now let's just see how this candle opens up. If it starts forming higher highs, higher lows, I might just take a position here and just let it ride all the way to the top side. So, and if it breaks out of the consolidation, we'll come into the top side as well. Got another minute left. I'm going to see how the next minute candle reacts. So the next 5-minute open candle, see how it reacts. If we turn this area into some sort of support, we'll come in all the way back up. At this point, we're just failing to form new lows and failing to break below, meaning that we're going to start seeing some sort of correction phase at this point now. And again, we're fluid in the market, so I don't mind taking it up as well. So simple. We're approaching the top side of the consolidation at this point as well. We haven't broken out of the consolidation, but at this point we're starting to see momentum. So I want to see now with the new 5-minute open what sort of momentum I get, and I'm going to be looking to take it up. If it's a lot of momentum to the top side, but again, you want to see some sort of a bottom wick being formed first with the new 5-minute open. There we go. That's the bottom wick being formed. And honestly, if it comes down, taps 83.04 and starts breaking above the highs once again, starts breaking above these 5-minute highs, I think we'll come into the top side of the consolidation. It's plain and simple. We're going to come to the top side of the consolidation. Either from there start to reject, or from there start to push up. But again, look how many attempts we had to break below. We're starting to violate the highs of the hourly candle, starting to form high highs, high lows at this point now. The 4 hour is just starting to reject as well. From here again, previous 4 hour had a little bit of a rejection from the downside as well, which is again quite bullish. Had a really massive candle, the previous candle. We can just see us pushing all the way up to 85, and then from there potentially start pushing down. So if I can use a small stop loss, I can get my 1-to-1 if I catch this buy position from up here. Look at the 5-minute just attempting to form a bottom wick now. And I think we start breaking above these highs or coming up, honestly. Starting to look good at this point as well. Do you know what? If there is momentum, I'm going to look to take one position up here, honestly. The way this candle is just printing now, it's looking quite good. It's turning 83 into some sort of support as well. But again, haven't broken the highs of the previous candle just yet either. And it'll become a bit tricky to use these lows as a stop loss as well, because it's really tiny, right? So might just hold this trade for a little bit. You want to see when it forms the highs, how it reacts up here as well, because you are approaching the top side of the consolidation. From there you can start experiencing some sort of pullbacks from 84. So let's really see. At the moment, still just no momentum. I want to see momentum kick in. I think as soon as we start breaking above these highs, we're going to see a nice spike up to at least like 84.320. There we go. Starting to see a push up now. It's forming new higher highs and higher lows. Let's just see if it holds. There we go. This is a really nice push to the top side at this point now. And I might be looking to take a position soon over here, guys. Keeping a 17 pip stop loss below 83. But but I want to see how it reacts because it's tapped into the top side of the consolidation. We start clearing this or coming up to the next level. Again, want to see if we experience some sort of pullback now. I told you guys we're going to see a nice spike up to this level, and I just want to see how it plays around this consolidation now. Are we going to start closing above the consolidation, start breaking up? At that point, we're going to the next sort of level. Do you know what? If it starts pushing up now again, I'm going to take one position here. If it gives me a nice push, it starts breaking above here, I'm going to take one position here. And let's go. Give me that massive push. It's turning the consolidation into some sort of support now. And I want to see a nice spike up to the top side. Do you know what, guys? I'm going to take one position here to the top side. I'm going to take one position here to the top side. I want to look to scale in. I want to be extra bit careful here because the next level we are approaching is really close to us as well. But I think we start breaking above 85, we'll come in all the way up. 85 is that crucial area I want to see break, because from 85 you can see sales playing as well. So again, above 85 is going to be really good. We're going to see a nice push to the top side. Above 85 we're going to see a really nice spike up to the top side. Let me just set everything up. I'll show you guys my MetaTrader 5 as well. Let me just see how it reacts around 85 because I'm going to look to manage my positions. My stop loss is quite tiny, guys. So there we go, approaching 85 at this point now. From here we can see a massive pullback, but we start turning this into some sort of support. You're going to see a lot of momentum kick into the top side. We got the next 15-minute approaching in a minute as well. So hopefully with that we can start seeing some sort of pullback now. But we start clearing 85 and start turning 85 into some sort of support with the next 15-minute open. I think we're going to see a nice push to the top side, honestly, in my opinion. So there we go. We're tapping the dangerous area now. Let's see how price reacts around this area, because from here you can see significant amount of momentum kick into the downside. This is that danger area we are approaching. But we start clearing this, we're going to see a nice spike to the top side as well, at least up to 85.990, up to 86. And I'm going to take out my TP at 86. So there we go. The new 15-minute is approaching us. Let's just see how it plays out. Either we're going to see a really nice spike to the downside or we're going to start breaking up. I'm expecting us to break up because we have failed to break the lows now. But again, this is a really crucial area. From here, you can really see a reversal. I really want to see our price reacts around this area. This is a new 15-minute open. Want it to come down at least down to 83s, form the bottom wick, and then from there just start pushing up. Or even just start breaking up now. There we go. This is that break now. It's attempting to break up now. Again, if this, honestly, I'm expecting this candle to turn into some sort of a rocket ship candle. And let me show you guys my MetaTrader 5 as well. I'm up like 7 pips at the moment. Again, this 15-minute candle can start pushing down to form a bottom wick, but we start clearing this area here now. I'm going to start to make it risk-free. We start clearing this area here because at the moment can still see some sort of momentum kick into the downside to form a bottom wick, but 85.25 is my TP. 85.01 is that pullback area, but around there I'm going to look to make it risk-free. 86.01 I'm going to look to make a risk-free. We've cleared 85 now. You're going to see this area being held as a support, but again, you want to see some momentum kicking out. This is the 15-minute open. You got another 15 minutes left for the new NYSE to open as well. So let's just see how it plays out. Up like almost 8 pips, 7 pips up in profits. If it starts breaking above this, there we go, 9 pips up at this point now. I think we can see some sort of pullbacks from 86.01, but we start clearing 86.01. I think we're going to see a nice spike up. This is the next bit of an area we are approaching. From there, you can see significant amount of sell orders kick in. So I'm going to look to make a risk-free as well as soon as we start tapping 86.01. Kept my stop loss quite small. This is 10 pips up at this point, guys. 10 pips up at this point. 10 pips up at this point now. Again, start tapping 86.01. You can see expect some sort of pullbacks from 86.01 because really low volatile month. You're going to expect a lot of pullbacks, but there you go. You're up 10 pips up at this point, guys. 10 pips up. Sells didn't play out, but buys are starting to play out really nicely. I would recommend that, you know, we start securing some profits because gold can really easily start to push down from up here. This is not financial advice, but I would definitely secure some profits up here if you were up 10 pips. And let's just see how this plays out now. I'm gonna let it do its thing. Look at this candle now starting to reject a little bit as well. Potentially still can come down to form that bottom wick on the 15-minute candle, but honestly we start trading above 85, start turning 85 into some sort of support, start breaking above these highs as well, which is 85.65. I think we're gonna see a nice spike up to 86.01, and then from 86.01 maybe start to pull back down to 85 again if there is not enough momentum. But otherwise we're just gonna see a rocket ship of a candle all the way to the top side. So yeah, let's see what happens. Honestly, so far so good. We capitalized on this position, and yeah, let's see what happens. Just gotta let it play out at this point. Now this is a high probability setup. I think we can really start pushing up to 86. That's really achievable. From 86 I want to see our price Fri Est, and look at this, more momentum kicking in, 13 pips up at this point, guys. Another push up to 86.01. another push is needed. We're gonna start tapping 86.01. from there expect some sort of pullbacks, but we start clearing. Oh, TP hit, guys. That's a winning trade right there. Wow, TP hit. Stop loss at entry now. That's a winning trade. 90% has been secured, guys. Make sure you drop a like on the YouTube live stream. Wow, patience pays, guys. Amazing winning trade, straight to the TP. You guys saw that, started to clear 86.01. What a nice spike up to the top side. At this point I'm gonna let this run. Wow, 90% has been secured. Winning trade, one trade executed today, guys. Look at this, 20 pips up at this point now. Amazing. Make sure you guys drop a like on the YouTube live stream, drop a W in the YouTube live chat as well, guys. What an amazing trade. This is what patience does, man. If you have patience, looking to execute on that one entry with precision and confidence. We done that today, guys, live or in front of everyone, and that's a winning trade. There we go, winner chicken dinner. What a beautiful trade. Now this is just gonna run about 19 pips up. Let's see what we can do with this trade now. Wow, what a beautiful trade. What a beautiful trade. Amazing. During this month, guys, this is really amazing. This is powerful. During the month of December, we are killing it, man. We are killing it. 1791. If 1791 gets tapped now, I'll be a happy man. Honestly, 1790 is my target. I'm gonna look to take it out at 1790. I don't want to be too greedy because this is still December, but honestly I'll be a happy man if we can start tapping 1791. But my trade is risk-free at this point though, guys. It's a risk-free trade. 1788, I'm gonna look to secure some more profits. But wow, guys, make sure you guys drop a like on the YouTube live chat, drop a W as well. Look at this trade, man, straight to the TP, guys. What amazing trade. Amazing trade. Someone said selling since 1790 risk-free now. 1790. Oh, nice. That means you got stopped at a break even. No, 1790. Oh, that's all right. You're still in this. Nice. Your sales can still play out. But guys, amazing trade. Wow. See how that played out? What a beauty, right? What a beauty, guys. So again, I'm up at, I think, 2% at this point now. Yeah. Man, I want to see this spike up a little bit more. I'm going to secure some more profits up there, but this is a risk-free trade at this point now. Make sure, guys, do drop a like on this stream. I might be looking to take another setup. Let's see how it plays out around NYSE, because NYSE, that's when you're going to see more spikes now. You're going to see more volatility kick in, but you guys saw, right, how because of patience, we prevented us getting faked out. Because again, I told you guys, you got to see who's in more control, the sellers or the buyers, which way the volatility is. In a way, it's kind of easy to trade December as well if you have a lot of patience. It's actually kind of easy to trade because price action is just so slow. You can take your time with it. It's really hard if you don't have patience, but in a way, it can be really easy if you have patience, if that makes sense, guys. But right, what amazing day, right? What amazing day. Okay, let's look at the 30-minute time frame at this point. Again, look at this now. We did expect some sort of 50% correction. So now look, this just could be the correction and sales can start playing out as well. We're just going to have to wait for NYSE to open now and see what happens. But as I said, guys, we're going to have to trade based off the intraday time frame now. I'm not going to be looking for any sort of massive confluences on from the monthly time frames as well as the weekly time frames until we start approaching Feb. Until then, I'll just be sticking with the intraday time frames and then the lower time frames as well. And, you know, as I said, we're scalpers. We can really easily capitalize on those one-to-one positions. You know, our 1-2-1 has been secured now. Is a risk-free position, as you guys can see. Like, you know, it played out to the T. Such a nice risk-free trade. You know, that's what trading is about, risk-free. So look, we formed highs on the 30-minute at this point as well. I would like to mark these highs over here. Okay, look, we formed highs at this point now. Stop breaking above these highs. I think we're going to see a nice push to the top side. Because look, it's giving you the high now, it's giving you that leg up, it's formed that new high, it's got to form that leg down now, start forming, you know, lows, and then from there start breaking its own high to start pushing all the way back up again. So we start breaking above these 30-minute highs now. I think we can see a nice push up. At that point, this technically becomes, you know, higher highs and higher lows, and you're not really rejecting anymore, because otherwise this is a correction. You're expecting a correction, and sells should start playing out. Momentum to the downside should start kicking out. But now, if you start to just break above this again, at that point, you know, the scenario where, you know, this is potentially your 50% correction becomes invalid, and you're going to see a nice spike up at least to like 90, and then after 91 is achievable as well. It depends how much volatility we see with NYSE. Nice play, DA. Going to dentist. Have a great day, man. Hey, have a great day. Have a great day. Honestly, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys do drop a like though before you leave. It helps with the algorithm, guys. And like, you know, this is free education. When, you know, what I'm saying is like, you know, algorithm, when I say it helps with the algorithm, I'm not saying that you guys are helping me. I'm saying you guys are helping the whole community, because, you know, the way we trade is really realistic and sustainable, and like, you know, our approach is not like, you know, fake. We have a realistic approach. So the more people that learn from us, you know, the better the community can get. We can build an amazing community over here. So make sure you guys do play your part. Drop a like, share this with your friends, and yeah, we're gonna be here every day just tuning in and providing you guys free education every single day. And you guys can see this is done with 100% transparency. You guys can see everything, like literally everything. This is my MFF account now, my Forex funds. Been switching from FTMO to my Forex funds. Maybe my funded trader is next, guys. Never know, right? Never know. Okay, cool. Again, it's playing around this 86 area now. I just want to see how price reacts in the next 7 minutes. I want to see how it reacts in the next 7 minutes, and that should give us a better idea of what, you know, where gold wants to head. If it starts, you know, forming some sort of higher highs and higher lows above 86, at that point you can expect the new leg up with the NYSE open, basically. We can really expect that. But let's just see how it plays out. I got little baby lots running now, secure 90%. I do want to secure another 50% once I see a little bit more profit. Until then, I'm just going to let this either go to break even, or just, you know, that's all I can let it do. Otherwise, just let it go to break even, right? There's nothing else I can do. But you guys can see we're sitting in profits right now. Indian cloth card. I don't know what that means, my friend. I'm not Indian, so I don't know what that means. Selling since 1790, risk-free dice, not yet. Good morning. Yeah, guys, do you have any questions? People are saying W's. Someone said got it. Amazing. See, it seems like a lot of you did capitalize on this with us. Amazing. Look, again, forming at this point, you don't want to see these lows over here being broken. You want to see a nice leg up to the top side, and you know, this is the new 5-minute open as well, so you're going to see some fluctuations now, and then hopefully, guys, we start clearing these highs over here. We're going to see a nice push up to 1788 potentially. You know, you want to start marking out those pullback zones as well, so when you do see rejections from there, you know, you don't get scared. You know, you still have confidence in your setup, because again, like, you gotta know the difference between a rejection and a pullback as well. And if you guys can do that, you know, what's stopping you from, you know, having a lot of confidence? Nothing whatsoever. Gotta start getting hydrated as well. You know, gotta hit the gym in a little bit. So, you know, you guys, your muscles gotta be hydrated. Otherwise, you know, you'll have crazy amount of fatigue when you're working out. So if you guys do work out, make sure hydration's the key, honestly. Drink a lot of water. I drink minimum of 3 liters every single day. Hydration is the key. This is my first bottle. I can finish this in literally half an hour. I'm addicted to water. It's actually a bit insane. It's actually crazy. I don't know if I should be concerned, but I'm actually addicted to water, guys. But I drink it in a sustainable manner as well, even water. I don't just chug it down. That's not good for your body. 2-3 sips, breathe a little bit, and then again 2-3 sips. So look at this fluctuation now with a new 5-minute open. We start clearing 86.95. Look at this beast. Wow. Look at this beast. 26 pips up at this point, guys. NYSE is going to give us that nice push to the top side, man. Honestly, NYSE is going to be a beast. I can't wait for NYSE to open now. And yeah, let's just see what happens. Really, it's starting to look really exciting now. Look at this. I'm getting a little bit excited at this point as well. NYSE is just around the corner at this point. With the NYSE open, we start forming higher highs, higher lows. Sky is the limit, guys. Sky is the limit because our TP is 91. So at the moment, sky is the limit when I say that 91 is the sky. And this is the limit. The range is the limit. 91 is the sky, if that makes sense. Because again, don't want to be super greedy, guys. This is a lot of profits. We're up like 26 pips. Make sure you guys have, you know, secured profits. Again, not financial advice, just, you know, what I would do. I would definitely secure profits up here. Look at this now. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. Almost 30 pips up. Look, we're just forming higher highs and higher lows at this point. So again, look, you know, the retracement idea becomes invalid, and this is just buyers working out. We capitalized on these buys all the way from down there. This becomes a sniper entry because, again, we waited for our confluences and then we aligned it with our confirmations, and look, we're just sitting in these profits now, right? Wow, so beautiful. That's why price action is king. If you can learn to trade gold, you understand the, you know, advanced, you know, sort of concepts of trading, you can make a living, you know, from these markets. Honestly, like, this is financial freedom. One trade taken, and look at this insane move. Even on the MFF account, is a tiny account, is a 100k account compared to the FTMO account, but I'm up $1,000 right now, guys. And like, you know, my runner's running about $200 in profits right now. You know, this is financial freedom. You know, average people are not really, you know, making this amount of money, especially like right now. This is when, you know, this is not even our month. Like, this is not even a trading month. So if you're making something like this within this month, this is just a blessing, guys. You guys should be so blessed, because some people, you know, it's, you know, I don't even want to go into it, but you get what I'm saying. What is this, man? Ruth Harris, bro, what are you trying to make me say? If I say this, am I gonna get hacked or something? If you guys post something like that, you will end up getting deleted. So make sure, guys, no links, none of these dodgy links. Make sure you're not typing them in the YouTube chat, because if you do type them, I will end up kind of like banning you from it, because I don't want anyone getting hacked. I don't want anyone getting scammed. So please keep these dodgy links to yourself. Otherwise, you will end up getting banned from the YouTube live chat. So I'm going to just remove this this link for now. Ruth Harris, but make sure you don't type any more links, especially these dodgy links, you know, .tech or .whatever. If you do type them, I will end up banning you, because again, this is a safe place. Don't want any of my, you know, viewers getting hacked. We're traders, man. We can't afford to get hacked. That's a big loss if we get hacked. Again, another minute left for the NYSE open. Let's see if we can see the next spike up. Or even the sales play now, but NYSE is just gonna give us that better idea now, because look at this, still forming higher highs, higher lows. Amazing momentum to the top side. Honestly, amazing. So there we go. This is the NYSE now. Potentially needs to form an upper wick as well as a bottom wick first, right? So let it come down a little bit, potentially tap 86, because I did say we're gonna see some sort of a pullback from up here, right? So now this is your pullback technically, and if it is a pullback, it's going to start respecting this structure here. These structure lows over here should be respected, right? And then from here, we should see that spike up to the top side. If 86 gets violated, then 85.53 should hold as a support. And then from there, we should see some sort of momentum kick into the top side. And hopefully start breaking above this. We're going to see that leg up to the top side. Let's just see what happens. This is your NYSE open though. This is when you're going to see some more momentum kick in potentially. So let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. There we go. Look at that rejection from the downside as well. And man, let's just see. There we go. This can be the explosive candle now. Start to engulf everything to the left. A massive engulfing bullish candle. This current candle could be the one. If there is enough momentum, this current candle here could be the one. A massive engulfing bullish candle. Are we going to tap 86.01, or are we going to start breaking below these lows and do a deeper retest of 85.53? But the way this candle is starting to look, I think we can start seeing some sort of momentum kick in over here now to the top side. If not, we're just going to see a deeper pullback on this 30-minute candle now. And then literally next 5 minutes, we're going to see that spike up. But I think this area does hold as a support area, 86.01. I think we do have significant amount of buyers sitting down here to take it up. So let's just see. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. There we go. Starting to switch now. Hey, Kays and Paul, did you guys catch these buys?
Yeah, sure did.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you guys did? Oh, look, we have Paul. Paul as well. We have the other Paul as well. I thought Kay, you said he's not joining no more. Hey, Paul, I think you missed us too much.
Oh, I just now saw that. Yeah.
Can't help it. Grateful.
Okay, 85.86. This area here needs to, honestly, again, need to respect this level here. You start breaking below this, coming down to 53. What about Garcia? Garcia, my bro, did you catch these?
Yeah, brother.
Amazing, amazing. How's your challenge account going so far? The phase 2.
Good. Got 2% more to go.
Amazing. So like, man, how's your experience been? Like, let's say if someone wants to do the challenge as well, how's your experience been so far now?
Good. It's been cool.
Tell the people, you know, the viewers a little bit about your experience. Let's say if someone wants to get funded as well, what would you recommend? Like, what's your best tips?
My best advice if you're trying to get funded.
Yeah.
Don't go into this thinking that it's a for sure thing that you're gonna make a ton of money.
So that's the sort
what the
of
funded
mentality you
accounts
went in.
for.
So
Yeah,
what
I
sort of
wasn't planning
mentality
on.
did you go in with?
Just definitely like having this humble attitude towards it, not having a big ego.
Okay, nice. So you kind
But
of
I remember
like,
the first time I started trading, it was like, no, sorry. When I first started doing a funding account, it was with Funding Talent, and I lost it because I was too aggressive, but it's because I was trying to get to it so quickly.
okay,
I was on the aggressive model, so after some time, just trading my own account and then realizing what I'm doing right, it just made sense to try to do this with low risk, and it's been achievable.
oh, okay, nice. So you recommend that obviously people lower down the risk, you know, keep it low. Do you recommend that, you know, maybe some sort of buffer should be built before you start to up the risk as well? Did you build any sort of buffer at the start?
No, I've just been trading the same.
So same consistent risk, right?
Yeah, same consistent risk.
Amazing.
0.5 to 0.75.
0.5 to 0.75. So you didn't even go up to 1%.
Nah.
And you know the phase 1, I think you passed in like a span of what, 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah, amazing, man.
17 days or something.
You guys don't understand, right? Even though we secure 1-to-1s, right? Like the way we trade, like our R to R comes out to like, I don't know, what do you reckon, Garcia? I think 1-to-3 or something, right? Like overall, our R to R comes out to like 1-to-3, or even it depends, right? Because with gold, like your runner can give you so many pips, man. So like the R to R can start to like average out about 1-to-2, 1-to-3. And you know, is even though we secure most at 1-to-1, again the way we do it, we build a buffer. And so let's say, right, you have a buffer and you've been securing about let's say 90% now. Let's say you have a buffer of 5% on your account now. All of a sudden you can start securing about 50%, and then you know rest of your 50% is running all the way up to 100 pips. Your R to R goes from being like, let's say 1-to-2, 1-to-3 to now 1-to-5 or whatever. So it's insane. The way we trade is all about like, you know, it's all relative to your own account. So, but it's amazing. It's honestly amazing. I would say, like, you know, also like the safest way to trade, in my opinion, as well. The way
Yeah,
I trade.
I agree.
Yeah, honestly, especially during this month, like you're not gonna see your intraday strategies working out every single day, but scalpers are gonna make money. As long as there is some sort of volatility, you're gonna see scalpers making money, because the markets are not going to be completely dead at the end of the day. Yeah, maybe you might have that 1 or 2 days when you just have those consolidations, obviously bank holidays, you know, your Christmas coming up, you're gonna see some sort of dead markets. But you know, overall, when you average it out, you're not gonna see completely dead markets, especially with gold. Gold, no way, impossible. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. That's for sure. I don't
Yeah,
know what's
it's
gonna happen
one of
in,
them.
yeah.
So's next month, you know? It's not going to be completely dead.
No way.
That's why you got to be disciplined in these
Exactly.
months.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a summer month or a spring month, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh man, those are my favorite. Those months are my favorite. Like honestly, when you have like crazy amount of volatility in the market, that's when it becomes so fast. That's why it becomes so fast, and the amount of
Oh
profits that you
man,
can
my
make.
boy Losa was on here. Look at that. Nice play, DA.
Oh, that's your boy.
Mhm.
Amazing
Good
stuff.
play.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff, man.
So, Paul, don't you only have to get 5% on this second phase?
Yeah, I took a loss yesterday. I don't even know why I trended or traded. I just had a lot going on in my head yesterday.
Yeah, man. No, no, no.
So I just took a trade to try to get my mind going elsewhere. It was on GJ, so it wasn't anything crazy.
No, homie. I know what you're going through, but man, just please, no, can't do it that way, man. Again, you
Yeah.
have to do it the right way to, we'll talk about this off the stream because, again, as I said, we'll talk about it off the stream, but man, you have to have a different approach.
Yeah, it's tough for sure.
No, I know, my bro. Trust me, I know. I know more than, trust me, I know.
But
I'm
that five,
on there.
I mean, I'm sure you're with your loss even, you're still good, right?
Yeah, it was
Good.
just a 10 pip loss on GJ on the standard, so it was what it
Oh,
was.
my bro, you're
Yeah.
still trading GJ? I thought you said to me no more GJ.
I thought I seen an opportunity, dog, and it did. It went up 5 pips in profit and
My
then
friend,
rejected.
what did I tell you? Go to this and delete GJ. Look at me. I've deleted all the charts. I've literally just got XUSD, XUSD,
Just
and
my it's
Hero.
like
That's
I
that's
didn't matter,
crypto. Man, Paul. This is what happened to being a disciplined trader, man. Discipline is the key, my brother. You gotta stay away from GJ now. GJ is dead. GJ is not gold.
Yeah, GJ's been dead for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, why are you trading it then? Just delete it. Delete it. Off your, like, that's it. It's gone. Finished. Stick to
Gone.
gold. Also, guys, anyone got any sort of questions for us in the YouTube live chat? Look at this now. You have formed a bottom wick at this point on this 30-minute candle now. You're starting to see some sort of rejections from the downside as well. So you want to see these lows over here being respected now. Technically, you don't want to see these lows being broken again. Otherwise, as I said, like, sales can start to play out. If we start breaking below these 30-minute lows again, and then, potentially I can get wicked up. My runner can get stopped out. But it is what it is. Let's just see how it plays out. We've had our move. It was amazing. It pushed up a lot. Such a nice move. Honestly, I'm a happy man. During this month, I feel really blessed to even capitalize on anything like this. Honestly. Okay, look at that now, starting to form new lower lows and lower highs on the 30-minute time frame. 85 is being tapped again. 85 crucial areas. I told you guys potentially can be just coming back to pull back to 85 to collect some more orders and might just see a rocket ship. Start seeing a rocket ship being formed here. Now this is a new 5-minute open as well. Again, as I said, with the new candle, you're gonna see more fluctuations. So potentially this can be that rocket ship of a candle now, all the way to the top side. Unless it starts breaking below 85, then again you're gonna see gold just starting to sink at this point now. Sink, or you're gonna see it fly straight to the moon, and moon is obviously 87 first, and then after that 88. Okay, there you go. It's coming down now. It starts breaking below 85. You should really start expecting gold to have some sort of a deeper retracement at that point. But what beautiful move, man, for our session. That was the move. The buys were the move for our session. Like, our session opened literally, let me show you guys like how powerful this is. Literally, this is half. Let me show you half one when our session opened, right? Look at this. So this line that I've put here, this is when our session opened. Then we've had this leg down now, and then we caught this move to the top side. We caught it all the way up. So like during our session, this was the move to the top side, and we caught it now. And now our session has ended, right? And so now if it drops and the actual move was to the downside, it pushes down another like 100 pips. That's not my trade to take. But at the moment, just pretty much just looks like it's trying to turn this 85 into some sort of support, and then from there, you can have that next wick to the top side. That's kind of what it's looking like. But we'll see. I've put my TP at potentially 90. If it works out, I can see 90 being here for sure. But again, it's very close to stopping me out. It's literally, it was, I think, a couple pips away. But again, look at this 85 area, significant area now. We can see a rocket ship of a candle at this point now, engulfs everything to the left. There's also opportunity to scale into the top side if you see an engulfing bullish candle for me. But again, I'm not going to scale in. I'm happy with this, one trade, one setup during this month. I feel blessed to, catch all of these pips during the month of December. And, I'm grateful for it. I'm not greedy. I don't have any sort of, greed within me to go in again and lose everything that I've just made. So I'm gonna, protect my capital. I'm gonna protect the profits, and I'll be back tomorrow. If again something like this shows up, I'll capitalize. Otherwise, again today, I was willing to miss out. I was willing to, just stay out of it. I didn't have to take a trade. Again, guys, you don't have to take a trade every day. If it shows up, then yes, we'll take it. Otherwise, we don't have to take a trade. Look, again, there were a lot of possibilities we could have capitalized on to take a position to the downside, but again, like, it would have been a losing trade because there was just no probability. But as soon as the probability came, we saw the probability was to the top side, we capitalized on it, and look at this, it was such an amazing move. And at this point, guys, I think my runner is about to get stopped out at break even. So there we go, guys, another winning day. Runner has been stopped out at break even now. What an amazing day. In the month of December. Make sure you guys do drop a like on the YouTube live chat, drop a W as well, drop a like on the stream, share the stream with your friends. We'll be back tomorrow now, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Everyone have a lovely day. I don't recommend anyone to trade anymore because now again, low volatility. If you've taken this trade with us, that's amazing. Go on about your day, man. Go work on your other business ventures. That's what financial freedom is about. Freedom of time, freedom of money. That's what trading allows you to do. So you don't want to be slave to the markets. You don't want to be slave to the charts. So guys, go have a lovely day now, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Peace.